and welcome to Homestead National Historical Park. I'm Park Ranger Amber Kirkendall, and we're so excited to invite you here tonight for this collaboration in this concert. So Homestead National Historical Park is one of 424 National Park Service sites that remember the many legacies of the United States, the history, the natural, and the cultural resources. And we're here specifically to remember the Homestead Act of 1862. It's a big story. It started way back in the Civil War. It didn't end in the state of Alaska till 1986. 123 years, 30 out of 50 states. And we're so excited to collaborate with Southeast Community College and Community Chorus today because so much of this collaboration embodies the legacies of the Homestead Act. We know that homesteaders really valued education. The one-room schoolhouse original to this community is on site, the Freeman School. It was built back in 1872, and 70% of the homesteaders in this area would have still lived in their temporary houses. Sod houses made out of dirt houses made out of sod bricks, or literally a dugout, like a side of a hill where they carved out the side. But they built that out of brick. It really shows us how much they valued education. They also got the desk from Indiana, which would have been an extra expense. It would have been much easier to source them locally. But because they invested in education so much, that building still stands today. They also really valued this sense of community. So we're so glad we can partner with a local community organization because they really depended on each other. Whether it was like building a sod house or plowing or quilting, everything was a bee and it was done together. So we're so glad. And then music. We know it was very lonely. You could earn 160 acres of land. And because of that, oftentimes we know from primary documents like oral histories and diaries that people would use music to not feel so alone. You know, even Engels Wilder talked about, you know, Pa playing the violin to make them and their neighbors less lonely. But we also know that music was a huge part of community celebration. And so with that, I would like to welcome Dr. John Gruett and the Southeast Community College and Southeast Community College and Community Chorus.
You rolling river, ocean Experienced it before, but this is a very popular concert venue throughout the world now to do performances in found spaces. That's to say museums, all sorts of other factories, you know, things like that. So it happens everywhere, so you guys are so metro. You know? Yeah, I've always enjoyed doing that, and that's one of the reasons I chose some of these pieces for us to sing, is because they exist and relate to things happening in the present time, and then part of the piece is also a reverie, a certain wistful quality. You just heard it in this piece. These are pieces that date back to 1869, when the homesteaders started claiming land, etc. So, gets one foot in that, then it goes out of that and into something else. One of the next pieces we're doing is the streets of Laredo, right? So we've got cowboys all over the place. It's a different setting of that. You know, this cowboy did some bad things, and that's what they write about in this setting of it. The bad things he does, but he's saying to everybody, I know I did bad things, but please, give me a great funeral, would you? And so he's coming back, his mind is coming back from the grave and requesting all these things, like a great funeral procession, and play the drum loudly, etc. You know, anything any Irishman at the time would have been really part of to have at their funeral. I don't know if it was 4 blacks stepping out, you know, horses I'm talking about, but then he goes back to, yeah, but I did wrong, you know, because what I did was I got myself shot because I just went out gambling and went to the whorehouse, and that's the reality of what I did. You know what I mean? So you can forget all that, but that's what I'd like to have. The streets of Laredo. I don't know if any of you knew this tune as a kid, but here we go. ethnic groups, all kinds of ethnic origins for people. I'm sure Amber could talk for several hours about that, and that we have documentation of that. So what we're trying to do is hit several groups here, okay? And do musical selections that have their roots in those different ethnic groups, okay? Cowboys, right, goes back to the Scottish and Irish heritage. We have another Irish piece later on. This one, next piece we're going to be doing has to do with African American heritage, okay? And we know that the gospel tradition has its roots in Africa, combination of that with other sorts of influences, Scots and Irish influences, combination that makes it absolutely American. Like no other place in the world is there the heritage of African American gospel music, right? Jazz, it's one of them. The other thing is cowboys, right? Both those things gone into the great musical art form known as musical theater. Singularly American. So here we go. About the Holy Spirit, fill me up.
Fill me up, come Holy Spirit, fill me up to the top of my soul. Fill me up, come Holy Spirit, fill me up now, take control. Fill me up, come Holy Spirit, fill me up to the top of my soul. Fill me up, come Holy Spirit, fill me up now, take control. Fill me up, come Spirit, come. Fill me up, Holy Spirit, oh come. Fill me up, come Spirit, come. Fill me up, come Holy Spirit, come. Fill me up, come Spirit, come. Chase the other things away. Fill my heart, come Spirit, fill me up, come Holy Spirit, fill me up to the top of my soul. Fill me up, come Holy Spirit, fill me up now, take control. Fill me up, come Spirit, come. Fill me up, Holy Spirit, oh God. Is an open door. Fill me up, come Spirit, come. Your Spirit is welcome, Lord. Fill me up, come Holy Spirit, come. Let it grow. Fill me up, come Spirit, come. Change my life so all will know. Fill my heart with calling. Fill me up, come Holy Spirit. Fill me up to the top of my soul. Fill me up, come Holy Spirit. Fill me up now, take control. Fill me up, come Holy Spirit. Fill me up to the top of my soul. Fill me up, come Holy Spirit. Fill me up now, take control. Fill me up now, take control. Fill my heart, come Spirit. Fill me up, fill me up.
Thank you. A couple of years ago, I had about 4 students from Cameroon. They had just recently immigrated to the United States, and we were talking, they were taking individual voice lessons. I was talking about music with them, and they said, oh, you must listen to this, the music that we are used to and that we're singing. They were classical music lovers too. But we're talking about that, it was call and response, just straightforward. One person leading, and the rest of the group of people was responding with something else. I said, yep, I've heard of that before. That's right, yes. So you just heard call and response right there, evidenced in that piece. And the next piece has to do with Irish heritage. It's really about a young girl telling the story of her grandfather and his emigrating to America. And she goes and flies on the plane, and she heard the stories about his immigrating to America. We know we still have that very popular, but this is a story about times past and times present as well. Okay.
My grandfather journeyed like so many others. He turned to the west and the sun. He sailed out of Bristol along with his brothers. A new world was there to be won. He sailed out to Colorado, where eagles flew free in the air. He climbed on a mountain and lived in its shadow. For something was calling him there. Sail away all the way to America, over the sea. There is something there in America, and it's calling to me. Now all he took with him was right he could his clothes and an old waiting to meet him, the girl he would marry, a new life about to begin. My mother was born there not many years after, and all her sisters as well. And all of the years, all the tears and the laughter, are there in the stories they tell. Still away, all the way to America, over the sea. There's something there in America, and it's calling to me. Now I'm gone away, there was nothing to hold me. I flew off to London to sing and sing. But still I remember the stories they told me, and think of the journey he made. Now I miss the mountains as I look around me, and I really can't tell you when. But somehow the voice of my grandfather found me, and soon I'll be flying again. Fly away, come home to America, over the sea. There's something there in America, and it's calling to me, to me. Fly away, come home to America, over the sea. There's something there in America, and it's calling to me, to me.
Well, now we go to a 20th century, don't panic, arrangement of a cowboy tune, the Red River Valley. Anybody ever been there?
Oh.
Oh, yeah, beautiful. Yeah, okay. But once again, this idea of wistfulness that is part of the theme of this concert. I don't think if you have any association with pioneers in your family, etc. Mine were packed with pioneers that homesteaded, that you can help but reading these things and reflecting on it and have that sort of a wistful thought that runs through your mind. Some of us are more sentimental than others. I'm a hopeless sentimental. But this is the Red River Valley, okay? Let your mind wander. so we're all kind of in this last piece together because we all live in the Heartland. And it has a dual meaning, Heartland, right, heart of the United States, and also this, okay? And so that's what this next song is about, sort of to pull that together and say, let's celebrate. Conducting a concert with the Beatrice Regional Orchestra at the Heaertland Center in Beatrice, if you want to come to that. It's an all Gershwin program, so come and join us for that. Only $10. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.